Welcome to Business 230, Business Statistics. I am Becky Menning, the instructor for this course, as you will notice because we will spend class together every Wednesday night. But this is kind of just your intro to my stat lab so that if you ever have questions about or my math lab and how it works, how you do your homework and that kind of thing, you can reference this. So when you go into Blackboard, as you see here on the screen, my stat lab is the third button down. So when you click on this, the first time you're going to have to put in, I believe, your 25-digit access code that came with your book. And we can do this in class if you need help with this. But this will be a direct link into our course, which is kind of nice. So if this goes, here we go. Okay, so it's always going to come in, and you'll notice right in the middle of the screen, Menning Business Spring 17, right? This is our class. So it's always going to come up kind of what's to work on next. And I haven't done anything in here yet, so you can see this is where we're at. So just some of the highlights. Your homework button brings you can see this is just homework. If you go up here to where it says homework, you can go all assignments. This brings up everything that you're going to have to do. Now my big head down here in the corner is in the way, but and you're going to want to take some time to just click through this for a little bit. Okay, so the orientation is not for a grade, but it might be helpful if you've never used a My Math Lab product. That's going to be helpful for you just to kind of get an understanding of how this all works, how you're going to type in your answers and that kind of thing. If you've used a My Math Lab product before in a math class, then you might be able to skip the orientation because you're well versed in this. So I'll leave that up to you of whether or not you do the orientation. Now you'll see for every chapter, including getting started, that's kind of like our review chapter, there are 3 pieces. So there's the challenge. You have 2 attempts at the challenge, and you have to do this before the homework will even open. So you can't say, well, I'm going to skip the challenge and go straight to the homework. You can't. So the challenge is kind of like the pre-work. I would recommend you either read through some of the chapter, look at the vocabulary words, the highlights, or after class when we talk about things. That'll make the challenge part easier because you'll actually have an understanding of what's going on. Now, if I understand this right, because I will do every homework assignment assigned to you. So anything that you do, I will do in this course. I believe that wholeheartedly. It's the only way I'm going to really understand your homework experience. But anyway, so you have 2 attempts to get the best grade possible in the challenge. And if you have questions over that, you can definitely ask. The way I understand it, based off of the way things are written, if you do well in the challenge, it will make your homework less, like it will take problems out. I haven't seen if that actually works, but that's the theory behind how this is supposed to work. So then the review, so you have the challenge, which you have to do to get into the homework. And then you have the homework, you have unlimited tries. So realistically, if you're willing to put the time in, you should get 100% on your homework because you can do it as many times as you want. If you get it wrong, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. And then when you finish the homework, you do the review. So the review is kind of like the chapter quiz, right? Comes at the end, and you do that 1 time. So the challenge you can do twice to get the best grade possible. The homework you can do as many times as you want to get the best grade possible, and then the review, just 1 time on that quiz. So you'll see that for every chapter, the challenge, homework, review, challenge, homework, review, challenge, homework, review, for all of them. Okay, now when we get down into, I believe, chapters 9 and 12, that's broken up into 2 chunks. So you'll see that 9 has a challenge, homework, review, and then 9-1 challenge, homework, review. Chapter 9's got a lot of stuff in it. So instead of throwing that all in one big, we break it up into 2 different sessions. And again, I believe we do that with chapter 12. And I say we. I did not create this. This is a statewide course. Our final exam is proctored, and it will be through my math lab. And when I say it's proctored, we're going to do it in class, and I'm going to be your proctor. But just so that you're aware, all of the way you're going to enter everything in for your homework, that's the same way it's going to be for the exam. I opted to use this final exam instead of a paper pencil final exam because you're going to be very familiar with how my math lab does things, so it makes sense. Only 1 exam in this class. The chapter reviews kind of count as the chapter quizzes, and then we just have the final exam at the end. So that's kind of your assignments. You'll notice that you can get there from the homework button or the quiz and test button. Either way gets you to your assignments, right? It's totally fine. The grade book this will show you your progress, but all of your grades will be kept in Blackboard, so this really doesn't do a whole lot for you. One thing, a couple other things to notice of the study plan. Study plan is not assigned. You are not going to lose any points if you never work in the study plan. The study plan is extra practice. Okay, so there might be, this is the getting started spot, but there might be a spot where you're like, you know what, I really could use a lot of extra work in confidence intervals. So you might want to go in here and it kind of walks you through, you know, all the chapters that we can work on. Now you can see there are 132 mastery points available in this class. I feel like that's high. I thought it was 104. Anyway, the way I see the study plan as being, you know, it's extra work to give you extra practice. And if you, and you can earn mastery points by getting perfects in your homework. If you miss problems, you might have to go in here and do extra work. But if you earn 100 mastery points or more, I will give you 5 bonus points on your final exam. If you earn from 80 to 99 mastery points, I'll give you 4 bonus points, and it goes down from there. I think that's in the syllabus, but that's how I'm going to do this because it's extra work. And if you're going to put in the time to really understand the concepts, I'll give you bonus points on that final exam. So that's the study plan, and we can talk more about this in class. We'll be in a computer lab, so we can look at things together if we need to. StatCrunch, this is one of our data analysis tools that we can use. TI-84 or 83. Calculators, Excel, Minitab, StatCrunch. Those are all different ways that we can do statistical analysis, and we will use a few of those. If you don't have a hard copy of your text, the multimedia e-text is going to be your friend. We are using case studies out of the book. So if you don't have a text, you're going to have to use this because you can see view the cases for chapter 1. You're going to need those because case studies are 25% of your grade, and if you can't get to the case studies, your quarter of your grade is gone. So just be aware that through my math lab, you can get to anything in the textbook. You can go to different pages. You want to go to page 324. Boom, there we go, 324. So you can do that. You can also look at all of this different stuff that you can see, you know, by section, by chapter, whatever you need. So that's definitely, multimedia text is good. Oops, wrong, but crapperdoodles. That's not what I wanted to hit. But basically, that's your kind of your basic run through for my stat lab for our business course. So if you have questions, just shoot me an email or talk to me in class, and we'll go from there. So welcome to Business 230 Business Stats. Excited to be here. Thanks.